This 3 days of darkness is based on both Catholic mystics and some of their teachings that they mix in, even some of the dreams that they have mixed in. Basically, like if I was to formulate all this very, very quickly, what happens with this day of darkness, and it's also what they call a restoration to peace as well. But in the day of darkness, it's said that there will be no light on earth, that will be complete and utter darkness, that we should lock ourselves away at home and make sure things stay sealed off, and do not listen to any voices that may come in or be called through from outside to be asked to be allowed in. That the darkness will be so thick that you will need certain candles in order to have some light. So this does originate from a Catholic point of view, but what do we see in scripture for something like this? We know in Moses' time in Exodus, it clearly tells us that one of the plagues of Moses' time was a time of great darkness. God told him to stretch out his hand and to call the darkness to come in. Now the darkness was so thick that it almost felt like they could wear it. Now so this means that there was a period of darkness, severe darkness, that we see that would parallel to what that kind of what we would call the Catholic prophecy would say. So it did happen in the Bible. In terms of Revelation, what does it tell us about a coming darkness? Revelation tells us a period of time that's coming, that a third of the sun will lose its light, a third of the moon and the stars will not give its light neither at night. So there is a period of time that's coming that will be physically dark, but also the spiritual side as well, which will be very, very heavy. In terms of the exact prophecy, and I've been searching out for the last few weeks, and then technically speaking, it's not biblical. It's a much more Catholic tradition on the 3 days of darkness. What we need to stay away from, and I see a lot online, is people predicting this day of darkness, and that time has passed again. Every year it seems to cycle around. We need to stay away from it and stay on scripture. What I would say to anyone, if you have information, drop it in. I'm more than open to look through, but from what I've studied and what I've seen in terms of biblically, there's no mention of a 3 days in darkness other than what's going to happen in the tribulation period with the sun, the moon and the stars. I hope that covers some of it for you. Just be careful with what we look at and study. Remember, God's always in control, and keep that faith.